Hey guys, Mr. Finkbeiner here. So I want to continue with the how to use a spreadsheet video. Here we go. So this is another sheet, and this has got this is my grade book. So here's a grade book, Mr. Finkbeiner's class. And in this assignment, we've got some class names. I've got what is this, 5 assignments, and each kid has done all their work. So we want to use what are called functions in spreadsheets, spreadsheet functions, in order to do some typical calculations. So we're going to do an average. So I'm going to use an average function. And the easiest way to do this, I could go equals average, and I could type it in, but there's actually an easier way to do this. I can simply go up here. Let me get my focus mouse back. All right, so I could go up here, and this is called the functions button. Hit the functions button, and these are the most commonly used functions. There's a gob of them, but these are the ones you're going to use the most. Sum, we've already talked about. Sum adds up a list. We're going to use average. So I'll click the button that says average. Unfortunately, Google Spreadsheets has this thing that pops up, this little tip, and so we're going to minimize that. It says average, and then right here inside the parentheses is where I should use a range. So I'm going to select this range and then hit enter. That gives me the average. So the average for assignment number 1 was what? 83.1%. Uh-oh, that did not work. All right, try that again. 83.1. Now, I want to also know the max score. I want to know what was the highest score in that range. So I'm going to go back to functions, and I'm going to find the maximum function, and I'm going to select that. Boom. Likewise, the minimum function, min. Select that, and I'm done. Great. Other functions that I have up there, average, count, max, min. Count tells me how many items are in the list. Sometimes that's really useful. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select these 3. I'm going to select these, and I'm going to copy them across to the other cells. Now I could go Control C, Control V, and etc. I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to drag them across, and let me show you how I did that. Oh, wow. Lo and behold, the average grade is exactly the same. It's like I copied and pasted these and then randomized them. All right, let me show you how I did that again. See this corner button? This thing is called the fill handle. And the fill handle is this little dot. If I can grab that little dot, and it's very small, but if I grab that with my mouse, I can drag it over and I can copy over. Now, I can also grab this and drag it down. And in this application, that doesn't make much sense to do. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just pull these. Whoops, made a mistake, didn't I? Undo, Control Z. Pull that across. There we go. I'm going to set another one. I want you to pause it right here while you put in an average. Okay, and as you can see, we've put in an average grade for William Brown, and then I use the fill handle to copy this average down. All righty, I want to be able to look at all of my... Okay, and we're back. Had some interruptions there. All right, so anyway, we've totaled these things on up, and we've created an average, and I can now see what is the average grade for each of my students. Pretty cool. Now, I might want to create, let's say, a chart that shows these things. I might want to make a chart. So let's select all of these average grades, and let's go up, and there's this tool up here that says Insert Chart. Click that button, and thanks for a little bit. Evidently, it gets stuck. Come on. There it is. All right, and then the chart pops up, and that tells me my average grades. But, it's kind of missing some information. Like, it should tell me, what is this at the bottom? And I don't know whose grades are these? Which kid corresponds to which grade? So I'm going to delete this chart. Just press the delete button on the keyboard. I'm going to select the word average grade and the whole chart. I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to hold the shift button down. Whoops. I'm going to hold the control button down, and I'm going to select this column and this column. And now I'm going to go hit that chart button. And now it gives me this. And notice it says this is William's grade, this is Samuel's grade, Eliza's grade, Nancy's grade, right? Tells me what each one of them is. I can do more formatting to this. You're smart people. You're going to figure that out. So I'm just going to let you play around with it until you can get, to turn on the labels and all the other things, right? So that's this in a nutshell. You can move that down there. All right, spreadsheets and charts.